Okay, so let's have a quick recap what we have discussed in the last session. In the last session, we have discussed the introduction about what is AWS, my introduction and your introduction. In today's session, we are going to learn about how we can create our AWS account. But before starting out this particular topic, any question anyone have, please quickly raise your hand. Yes, Sheikh.
Hi. Is AWS as well as Azure both are similar?
Both are cloud platforms.
Yeah, plot platforms. So suppose if we learn AWS, uh, can we also work in
The
Azure also?
concept is same. Concept is same,
Okay.
but you can't work on Azure just learning by AWS.
Okay. What
Concept
is
wise
the
is
major
same. There are a lot of difference. Like here to create on a, if I talk about in AWS, it is called as EC2. In Azure, it is called as virtual machine. Creation process is completely same. The naming convention is same. If you learn AWS, the naming conventions are not same in Azure. Now I ask one question to you. You are using WhatsApp? Are you using WhatsApp?
Yes, yes,
Are you using Telegram also?
yes.
Both are chatting app. Both are having same concept. But are their look
Uh,
and feel is same? Is their options
no.
are exact same?
Mm. Little bit
No?
there are
Is it different?
there are little bit there are
Definitely
same.
it will be different.
Um,
Concept, base concept is same. Like AWS and Azure base concept is same. But they have a different product. They have their own option. They have their own options. So it doesn't mean that you learn AWS, you can work with Azure. No. Okay?
uh, as uh, in AWS, we have to learn basically for AWS solution architect. Similarly, in Azure, what we have to
Azure admin, AZ104.
104.
Okay?
Okay, Bob.
Yes, Sham, you can unmute.
Hello.
Yes, Sham.
Yeah, hi. So basically, AWS is a cloud platform, and that particular cloud platform, we will perform many different technologies and many different tasks, right?
What do you want to ask here? Means what technology you're talking about? What's task? The task is definitely based on client requirement. We have to do that. Which
Yes, yes,
technology
yes.
is saying it here? Elaborate your question.
Like the technology, it's like tool like Azure, the
Azure is a
AWS is
different
a
cloud.
cloud.
AWS is a different cloud. You can't use Azure in AWS.
Okay.
Both are
Thank you.
different clouds.
Mhm. Okay,
So Azure have their own options. AWS has their own options. And these
okay.
are not, don't call these are technologies. These are platforms. Technology is
Platform.
cloud computing.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Yes, Mukteshwar, you can unmute. Mukteshwar, you can unmute and ask your question. You have raised your hand. Mukteshwar, you can unmute. You have to unmute. On mute, I can't hear you. Okay. Anyone have any more question?
Hello,
Yes,
I'm audible.
Mukta, you have to unmute. Now I'm able to hear you.
Okay, so along with the course content, are you providing any projects?
Did you see the course content?
No, actually, this is my first session.
Okay. If you check the course content, yes, in the course content, it is already mentioned.
Okay.
And I'm again sharing the course content link in the chat box. You can
Mm-hmm.
please see the course content. In course content, it's already
It's all about
mentioned the
the
project details.
live projects.
I'm going to teach you. Yes, I'm not going to share the sheet recording. I'm going to teach you the project.
Okay. If I miss some sessions, then
You will get
is
a
it possible?
recording for each and every single session recording. You will get it.
Okay. So if I want to join another session
Another
in next
session
batch,
means
can I
next
able
batch
to?
within 6 months you can join one more batch. From the date of payment within 6 months you can join one more batch, but you will get the recordings and notes only for the batch which you are going to pay, and you can only join my session training. You can't join any other trainer batch. And if you're paying
Okay.
for AWS, you can only join AWS one. It doesn't mean that you are paying for AWS, you want to join other batch for other course, you have to pay.
No, I'm not asking about the other batch.
Now
If
I'm
I
clarifying it to you because my previous session, students will start thinking that they're paying for AWS and they want to join other course, they can join it. So I'm clarifying you, it's not possible. If you're paying for AWS, yes, you can join one more batch of AWS within 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
my course, not for other trainer.
Okay. Okay. Thank
And
you.
if you're going to join this course, this is what you will get from our side.
Okay.
Okay, project is already mentioned, interview course, quiz, sample resumes, dump, all these things you get. But this is a
Okay.
complete paid training. Okay, first few days sessions are demo session. After demo session, today is also demo session. After ending of demo
Mhm.
sessions, only paid candidates can join the sessions.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, understood.
yes, Sheikh, you can unmute.
Uh, it, uh, uh, is there an Azure batch is going to be, previously I have my doubt is previously I have worked in Microsoft project in my in testing project. It will be advantage that I learn if I learn Azure or else AWS. It will be very
It's up
advantage.
to you. Whichever you want to learn, you can learn it. Both are good cloud, and I'm working on both the clouds. I'm working on AWS also, I'm working on Azure also, and I'm providing training for both also. It's up to your wish which one you want to learn it.
Is there
You
a
want to
Azure
learn
batch?
both, you want to learn both, you can learn both also.
Is there any idea of you any batch of Azure?
Yes,
Of
already going
administration?
on. It's already going on one batch. It's already 10 sessions has completed for that batch, Azure admin.
Under your
Yes,
leadership?
I am the trainer for that batch. The batch is already going on. 10 sessions are already completed.
In this batch, when it will be any idea you have?
There is no final date we have till now, so there is no commitment I can give you right now.
Because
Whenever I'm
because I have experience in 2 years of experience in Microsoft project. That's what I am thinking. It will be better if I take Azure. I have think is it good or not? I don't know. Not good.
there is no batch planned for now, Sheikh. In our upcoming days, whenever I'm going to plan a batch, we'll update in the community, in our WhatsApp group communities. Or if you want to join the batch which is already going on, you can contact our support team. They will guide you. Okay.
Okay.
Any more question?
No.
Thank you. Anyone have any more question? Okay. Look like no one has any more question. Now we can start with the today's topic where we are going to learn about how we can create our AWS account. To create our AWS account, you can use any of your email address. It can be any of your personal email. Don't try to use our official email IDs. Always use your personal email ID. To create your account, here I've given that particular URL. You can go to that particular URL and then you need to enter your email address. Means whatever the email you are using, Gmail, Outlook.com, Yahoo.com, whatever the email you are using, that particular email you have to enter here. Once you enter an email address, you have to give your account name. Account name must be unique globally. So whatever the account name you are giving it, that particular account name must be unique. Let's take example here. One person has already created one account with the name Ankit123. I'm trying to create my account and I'm trying to give the same name. I'll get error message. Why? Because this name is already used by some other person. So whatever the account name we have to give, that account name must be unique globally. So once we enter our account name, we have to click on verify email address. So once you click on verify email address, you will get one OTP from their side. And that particular OTP you have to enter here to verify your email address. So with this, we're going to complete the first step, because to create our account, we have a multiple. So this is first step we are going to complete, where we are giving our email ID and account name. And then in the first step also, we have to enter our password. So whatever the password you want to set for your AWS account, that password you have to give. So you have to enter password. Again, you have to confirm your password. Do we need to follow some rules and regulation for password, or I can give any password? No, we have to follow some rules. Your password must at least 8 characters long. And from these following things, we have to make sure we are using minimum 3. One upper, one lower, one number, or one alphanumeric character. It is mandatory to use. If you are not using out of these 3 of the following things, we can't create our password. Minimum 3. You want to use all 4, you can use all 4 also. But minimum 3 we have to use. And your password must at least 8 characters long. Now, after entering of your password, you need to click on continue. Once you click on continue, here it will ask for your personal details. And on left hand side, you are able to see those free tier offers which we have discussed in previous session. Always free, 12 months free, trial. This is what we have discussed it, we are getting. And here it is asking us to select a plan. Which plan you have to select? Business plan or personal? Don't select the business one. You have to select the personal one, because we need some free quota from their side. If you need a free quota, you have to select a personal, and business one, you're not getting any free quota from their side. Only in personal plan we are getting. So we have to select a personal. Here you need to enter your full name, your phone number, country, address, city, state, postal code. Postal code means PIN code, or in some cases we call it as zip code also. So that one you have to enter. And then you have to check this checkbox, or if you want to read their agreement, you can click on the link and read the agreement. Then click on continue. So with this, we are going to complete step 2. Now here you have to enter your card details. You can enter your debit card also. You can enter your credit card also. Few months, if I talk about before few months, AWS does not support RuPay card. In India, a lot of people have RuPay card, like we have Visa, Master, Discover card. In India, a lot of people have RuPay card also. Before a few months, it was not supporting in AWS. Now even it support that card also. So you can even enter your any debit card or any card you can enter here. But in India, by default, your cards are disabled with international transactions. So whatever the card you are giving here, make sure for that one, you have to enable the international transactions. No need to enable for hundreds of rupees, just only for 10 rupees you can enable it. Why we have to enable? Because here you have to confirm your card. Whatever the card you are giving, you have to confirm. And how to enable that international transaction? For that one, you need to check from your bank. Mostly you can do it from your mobile banking. If you know how to use mobile banking, you can do easily from mobile. Every mobile banking have that option. But if you're not aware of that, please contact your bank and ask them how to enable the international transactions. So here you have to enter your card details, expiry detail, card holder name, CVV. And if you want to provide your PAN card details, you can provide that also. And then you need to click on verify and continue. Once you click on verify and continue, they will ask for an OTP to deduct 2 rupees from your account, or if you're from US, they will deduct $1 from your account. And that particular amount, whichever they are deducting it from your account, that you will get a refund in 3 to 5 days. Usually we'll get a refund in same day, but as per the documentation, it's saying 3 to 5 days. So if you're from India, they'll deduct 2 rupees. If you're from outside of India, means from US, if you're, then they deduct $1. And it doesn't mean that you are giving your card details, they'll automatically deduct payment. No, as per India, I'm talking about India, and in US, that automatically they can deduct payment because here we have a rules. In India, rules, what they are saying, even if you get a bill, something, let's example, you have exceed the limit and then you get a bill, they are not going to deduct automatically any amount from your account as per India banking rules, which we have. Till that time, we are not entering the OTP, they are not going to deduct. So you have to manually do the payments. And while making the payment now, AWS has added one more option that you can make your payments by using UPI also. Recently, they have added that also in AWS. But yes, to create your account, you have to give the card details. But if you get a bill, anything while making the payment, you can use UPI also, or you can use any other card also. It doesn't, you want to use the same card, don't use it. You can use other card also for your payments also. So this is a more option they are giving to their customers for making the payments. So they'll deduct 2 rupees, you'll get an OTP, enter that OTP and click on submit. Once you click on submit, you have to enter your phone number here. And here you need to verify your phone number. You can verify by using text message or call. So whatever you're choosing it, based on that, you will get an OTP. You can enter that OTP and we also have to enter the security check. So once you enter that OTP, we are going to verify your mobile. So in first step, we have verified our email address. In step 4, we are verifying our mobile. Now, then here asking for which purpose we are creating our account. In the first option, we have select personal. In the second option, we have to select individual. Or even if you select any other details, it will not charge you anything. But these are the details which you can select. In the first option, personal. In the second option, you have to give individual. And then you have to click on continue. They're asking for a support plan. Make sure you're going to select free one. Because if you select go with this one, minimum bill, this is going to be generated from this, $29 or $100. And while practice, you don't need any support from AWS side. So make sure you select basic support free plan. And then click on complete sign up. Once you click on complete sign up, click on AWS Management Console. And when you log into your account, this is how it looks like. So this is how we can create our account. Usually it takes just 5 to 10 minutes to create your account, but sometime very rarely it happen. Even after providing the detail, it take time. Very rarely it's going to happen. Less than a 1% of chances nowadays it happen with any other person. So might be when you're trying to create, sometime it will take your time to create your. So this is how you can create your account. Now, any question anyone have, please raise your hand. Yes, Prabjan, you can unmute. Prabjan, you can unmute and ask your question. You're on mute. Prabjan, I can't hear you. You're on mute. You have to unmute yourself. Suchi, you can unmute.
Yeah, I just want to know when I was trying to open the AWS,
Your voice is very low. Please increase your volume, Suchi.
when I'm trying to open a little bit 5 minutes late I joined. So when I'm trying to open the AWS URL, so I'm getting the AWS builder URL. So when I created the builder account, can I log in with the same in the AWS account as well?
It's AWS. You don't need to create AWS builder account. You need to create AWS account here. So that particular URL is given in the PPT. So while I'll upload this PPT, so with the help of that URL, you can create account.
Can you put it on chat?
I'll upload this PPT. Okay. In our website, I'll upload this PPT. From there, you will get the link.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone have any more question? Okay. Now, one more thing, guys, the PPTs which I'm going to upload in some of the PPTs, not in every PPT, in some of the PPTs, mostly on the second last page, because in last page, you have just a thank you message. On second last page, I have given some self-learning links to you guys. So make sure whatever the links I'm giving you in that particular PDFs in the second last page, you always check those links because those links are for your self-learning. Those particular topics is not mentioned anywhere in the course content also. Those are for your self-learning. And those are not just very big topics, just a small topics I have created. That particular links you will get. In most of the case, there are videos. In some of the cases, there are some documents. Those actually will help you in your interview, those documents, whichever you are getting it. So the little bit of theory you have there. You can read that, the links, whichever you will get it. And I'm again repeating, it's not in every PPT. In some of the PPTs, in second last page, the links are here. Now we are going to learn about one of our first AWS service called EC2. Now, what is this full form of EC2? EC2 stands for Elastic Compute Cloud. This is the full form of EC2. Now, what is this EC2 service? In general language, it is called as virtual machine, but in AWS, it is called as EC2. What is this EC2? Like I have this particular laptop, the one which I'm using right now. I want to create this type of computer on AWS servers. Can I create that? Yes, I can create with the help of this particular EC2 service. Means I'm going to create one server on Amazon infrastructure, which we can use from any part of the world. Which we can use from any part of the world based on the access whichever we are giving it. It's a virtual server. Virtual server means a server computer which we are going to create on Amazon infrastructure. And whatever the machines which we are going to create, in that one, you want to install anything, you can install also. You want to build any application, you can build any application. You want to run any application, you can run any application. It's same like a server same like a computer we are going to create. And which operating support by the AWS? Here I have given the list of operating system which they are supporting. Amazon Linux, they have their own Linux based operating system. Ubuntu, Windows, Red Hat, Mac, Oracle Linux, CentOS, Debian, a lot of we have. They have a very big list of operating system we are getting in AWS. Now, first of all, let me log into my AWS account. So to log in our AWS account, we need to go to signin.aws.amazon.com. Then we have to use root user. We have one more option called IAM user. What is this IAM user option? We will learn in upcoming session. We go to root user. Enter your email address. Next, enter your password. Sign in. Don't worry about this error message. In my system, I'm getting it. Now, I'm able to log into my account. And here we are able to see the recently visited services which I have done. I'm able to see here. These are recently visited service app. And here I have created some shortcuts also on the above, which are service we are using it. If I just click here, it get open it. How to create these shortcuts, we'll let you know. And now I want to create my first EC2 machine. And right now I'm going to use which operating system? I'm going to use Windows operating system. Now, in which region I want to create, in which data center, in which particular location data center I want to create the EC2 machine, that is going to decide by the client. By default, when I have logged in my account, they have selected North Virginia for me. Can I create this EC2 machine in North Virginia? Yes. Here we have the list of regions in which region I want to create the EC2 machine. So whichever as per a client want to create, we have to select that particular one. Like I want to create in Mumbai region, I can click on Mumbai. I need to select Mumbai here. If I want to create in Sydney, I need to select Sydney. Now like I'm going to select Mumbai. When I select Mumbai, they are refreshing the page. And now we are able to see the Mumbai. So in whichever the region we have to create it, we have to select. When you're doing practice, you can select any region, whichever the region is near to you, you can select that one, or any region you can select. whenever you're doing practice. Now here we have a search box. We have to search here EC2. What is it? The tagline, virtual servers in the cloud. So click on this service, EC2. Now we are in the EC2 service. Now what we need to do, we have to create it. So click on instance. On left hand side, we have an instance. And I'm again repeating, guys, don't make any notes. Whatever the steps I'm following, it is mentioned in my PPT. So just click on region, EC2, click on launch instance. Every single step is mentioned. So here we have launch instance. So click on launch instance. Now, once we click on launch instance, what we need to do? We need to enter the name. The name I want to give to this particular server, I want to give the name here. A name can be any name. It can be your name, my name, any name I can give to this particular server. There is no restriction we have. So let's say example, I'll give the name as win-310. Here we have the name for this particular EC2 machine. Scroll down. To create this particular EC2 machine, we have to follow some steps. The first step is we have to give the name. We have given the second step is they're asking us to select which operating system we have to select here. In our journal language, we call it as operating system. But in AWS, we are not using a terminology called operating system. What terminology we are going to use? AMI, Amazon Machine Image. So I know that it's not possible to remember these terminologies one single day, but slowly start learning these terminology. You have to learn it. Because if you're going for interview, when you're going to work in your organization, you have to use this terminology. You can't use a terminology called operating system. You have to use a terminology here. Here we are getting Amazon Linux. Under Amazon Linux, which are we have it? We are able to see Mac, Ubuntu, Windows, Red Hat, Sushi. So here it is showing us what are the one they have. If you want to browse more, we can click on browse also. In browse, you will see all. Now, which one I'm going to create? Let me just refresh the page. Let me do the name again. Now, which one we are going to select? Windows one. So I'm selecting Windows one. In our upcoming session, we are going to learn about how to create a Linux one also. And if I talk about in Windows, here we have in the Windows. So whatever as per your client requirement you have to select, you can select here. And here we are getting free tier eligible. Wherever it is mentioned as free tier eligible, those are coming under your free tier. So if you are going to use other than free tier eligible, on day one, you will get a bill. Now, so here we have selected which operating system? Windows. Now I have a question. You can send your answers in the chat box. Whenever any person is buying a laptop or a desktop, what are the basic thing every person is checking? Basic things. Don't go in much more detail. It's a very basic thing. What any person is going to check. Correct operating system, RAM, hard disk, and CPU. These are the four basic things every person is going to check. He's a technical person or a non-technical, even the person who's trying to buy it. Definitely shopkeeper is always telling that these are the basic things you are getting. They are not giving that much more details. But yes, basic things they are even informing to every person. So operating system we have already selected. Windows. Now I want to give RAM and CPU. I need to select RAM and CPU. And RAM and CPU are always coming in one single combination. I can't select separately RAM. I can't select separately CPU. Always we have some combination from AWS. We have to use that particular combinations. Like as per my requirement, I need to select separate RAM, separate CPU. It's not possible. In our laptop, it's possible. In our desktop, it's possible, but not here. So here we have to select as per the package, or I can say the group of that particular RAM and CPU they have given, we have to use it. And that particular thing is called as instance type. So we have to select instance type. By default, which instance type is selected? In my account, T2.micro. T2.micro is selected. We have a lot of, in how much CPU and RAM we have it in T2.micro? 1 CPU and 1 GB of RAM. And this one is coming under our free tier. If you might be remember in last session where we are checking that particular offers, 12 months free, always free, trial period. This is the first service we have, T2.micro. The first service we have there. In that one, it is clearly mentioned if you are using the T2.micro, this one is your free tier. Now we have some more also. I have T2.nano, T2.small, 1 CPU, 2 GB of RAM. I need more, T3.medium, 2 CPU, 4 GB of RAM. So whatever as per our client requirement, we have to select that particular instance type size. I have 16 CPU, 32 GB of RAM. We have a lot, bigger and bigger. See, 96 CPU, 192 GB of RAM. So based on our client requirement, we have to select the instance type. And whenever any organization is starting their business, they always start with the minimum one. And whenever they have their requirement, we can increase it. How to increase it? Definitely we are going to learn in upcoming session because it's a regular activity in organization. Increasing CPU, RAM, hard disk, these are the regular activities we have. So right now I'm just going with the minimum requirement. 1 CPU, 1 GB of RAM. If I want to increase, definitely we can increase also. So how much CPU and RAM selecting? 1 CPU, 1 GB of RAM. With that, we have an instance type T2.micro. And here it is clearly mentioned from their side, it is free tier. So how many steps we have completed? 3. Name, operating system, CPU and RAM we have. Now, to connect to this particular machine, can I directly connect after creation of this machine? Can I directly connect to this machine? No. We need some security also, like I need some password to give to connect to this machine. Something is required. If I'm not setting any password, anyone can connect to my machine. But I want to set some password here. But in AWS, we don't have any password while creating our machine. I can't set any password. We have something called key pair. We have to generate key pair. I have a existing key pairs also with me. If I want, I can use these also. But I'm not going to use. I'm going to generate a new one. Now, what is key pair? Key pair is a combination of two keys, public and private. Public key is going to store in cloud, means in AWS. Private key is going to download in our local machine. It means in my laptop it is going to download. Now I'll give you example. Let's take example. We have one bank locker. I have this bank locker. I want to open this I want to open this locker. And for this particular locker, we have two keys. This is key 1, this is key 2. One key is providing by the bank person. Second key, we have it. So till that time, we are not going to put both the keys in this locker. This locker is not going to open. It is mandated to provide both the keys. If we lost one key, we can't open this locker. So same way in AWS by using this key pair. So public key is getting stored in AWS. Private key is going to store in our local machine. And when we want to connect this machine, AWS is providing public key from their side, and from our side, we are providing the private key to them. When we provide both the things, then we are able to. Means from our side, we have to provide private key. From AWS side, they are providing public key to us. So when both the keys are linking, then we are able to connect to this machine. If we lost this key, we can't connect to this machine. But we have alternative solutions that we are going to learn in upcoming session. If we lost this key, what we can do that? Because there is only one single chance we got to download this private key. I can't re-download this private key again and again. There is no option we have in AWS. I can't download. But if we lost this private key, what we need to do? That we'll learn in our upcoming session. So here we have to click on create new key pair. And we have to give the name. In this one, you can only use characters, numbers, and hyphens. Means sorry, alphabets, numbers, and hyphen. You can't use @ exclamatory, those type of signs. You can't use it here. Sorry, underscore also you can use it. So let me give the name. This is the name. Win310 key and create key pair. Here it needs to select as PEM. Don't select PPK. PPK is for Linux machines, not for Windows machine. So select PEM. Now I have stored that particular file in my local machine. And what is the extension of that file? PEM. So what is the full form of PEM? Privacy Enhanced Mail. That's the full form of PEM. Now we are able to give the key pair also. Now by using this key pair, can I connect to this machine? No. Still now I can't connect to this machine. Because if you want to connect to any Windows machine, there are some mandatory things we have to do. We have to enable one port number called RDP port number. If you're not enabling that particular port number, even if I create this machine, I can't connect to this machine. Anyone knows the port number for RDP? You can, if you know, please confirm in the chat box. A default port number of RDP. Okay, I got few answers. Few are correct, few are incorrect. RDP port number is 33889. This is the default port number of RDP. So if other than this, anyone has sent me the answer, that's incorrect. So the correct answer is 3389. Now, if I scroll down, you can see here, AWS has by default enabled that particular port number for us. By default, they have enabled that port number. I didn't do anything. By default, they have. How they know that why they have to enable this port number? Because of the AMI we have selected, because of the operating system we have selected. So the operating system we have selected, by default, they have enabled that particular RDP port number. And here we have anywhere. What is this anywhere? Anywhere means we can connect to this particular machine from any part of the world. If we want to put some restriction, we can put some restrictions also. How to put restrictions, we learn in upcoming session. So RDP port, they are by default enabling here. And what they are doing, they are creating actually a security group. What is this security group is? In security group, we are defining the rules, the firewall rules, which we want to enable to control this machine. And what is its name? By default, its name is launch-wizard-2. That's a default name they are giving in my account. Can I give my own name to this security group? Yes, I can give my own name. How can I give my own name? These network settings we have to do edit. And here we have some more things also. Regarding these details, I'm not going to discuss right now. Regarding these details, we'll discuss once we come to a service called VPC at that time. I'm not going to discuss about these things. So it's not even not possible for me to teach you each and every single option in one single session. It's not possible for you guys to learn each and every single thing in one single session. So these things we will discuss later. Edit. Here I can give the name. So let me give the name as 310 ST. This is the name. Name can be any name. And see, RDP port is enabled. What is it port range? 3389. Source type anywhere. It means we can connect to this particular machine from any part of the world. We just need some few details. If you have those details, we can connect. Scroll down. Now coming to the hard disk. How much hard disk by default it is giving us? 30 GB. And to create Windows machine, it is mandatory to have minimum 30 GB of the storage. Minimum it is required. And then we have one more option called advanced details. Regarding this advanced details, we are going to learn in upcoming sessions. Now let's have a quick recap. So first we have given the name. Second, we have selected our operating system and which one we are using, Windows Server 2022 base. Then we have selected CPU and RAM. Then we have created a new key pair and we are able to select that one. And then right now we are not going to discuss about this VPC, subnet, auto-assign public IP. No, we are not going to discuss. Then we have created our security group. Under the security group, by default, system is enabling a port number called RDP port number. RDP port, we are going with that because this port is mandatory to connect our Windows machine. Without this particular port number, we can't connect to our Windows machine. And then we have hard disk as 30 GB. And then advanced details that we'll discuss later. And how many machines I want to create? Only one. Number of instance, one. If I want to create two, I can give two. Three, I can give three. Four, I can give four. I'm not creating multiple, I'm just going to create only one machine. And here also we can see the detail. This is summary. The AMI we have selected, The instance type we have selected. Because of this instance type, we got CPU and RAM. Security group, we are creating a new security group here. If I'm selecting existing one, they will give the name. But if you're creating a new one, it is mentioning as new security group. And then storage, 30 GB. Now, why it is mentioned as volumes here? Because in AWS, that hard disk is called as volumes. And the one which we are getting by default, like a C drive, which we call it, that is called as root volume. The one which we are getting it by default. Now what we need to do, we have to click on launch instance. So once I click on launch instance, system will create our machine. You can see here the steps we have followed. It is mentioned here, Windows. Allow, create, keep here, allow RDP port number, source as anywhere, storage, and then click on launch instance. Now, is just creation of this machine our work is completed? No, our work is not yet completed. I want to connect to this particular machine. That's more important. If I can't connect to this machine, what is the use of creation of this machine? Like I want to install something. To install something, I need to connect to this machine. Now this particular machine is start running. To connect to this particular machine, I need to note down some details. How we can note down? So first of all, select your machine and then click on connect. So I'm selecting my machine, click on connect. Once we click on connect, here we have 3 tabs: session manager, RDP client, EC2 serial console. We go with the RDP client. Then note down the public DNS. I'm noting down. And what is the default username? Administrator. So for, remember this one, for Windows machine, a default username is administrator, and it is showing in different languages. So default username for Windows EC2 machine is administrator. And then we have to generate password. Get password. When I click on get password, they're asking us to upload that particular private file. The private file which is there in our local machine, that particular private file I have to upload here to generate the password. So upload. This is 310 batch. Here I'm able to see, select that file. Open, scroll down, decrypt password. Now I have noted down these 3 details. Whatever we require it, we have noted down. Now what we need to do, we need to connect to this machine. To connect to this machine in our Windows machine, by default, we have one software called remote desktop connection. By default, we have. Or if you are using any other operating system other than Windows, you can download also from. Or even I can download here also from right now also I can download. But if you're using Mac or if you're using Linux, you can directly click on download. They will download in your machine. I don't need to download, I already have it. Now, note down this public DNS. Enter the public DNS here. In the top first one, in the computer, enter the public DNS. And then show options, username. What is our username? Administrator. Click on connect. Click on connect. enter our password, the password which system has generated. Click on yes. Then I'm able to connect to my Linux, not Linux, Windows EC2 machine. So this is how we can create a Windows machine and we can connect to our Windows machine. Now, whatever we want to do in this particular Windows virtual machine, you want to install anything, you want to do anything, you can do that. So this is how we can create our Windows EC2 machine. Now we can also see some details also here. Let me just, Windows machine take a lot of time to load. Click on yes. This PC, right click, properties. Okay, we're going to see 1 GB of RAM we got. And if I go to this PC, here it is showing 29.9 GB of the C drive. This is how we can create our Windows machine. Let's have quick questions, then we'll move forward. Yes, Balaji.
Yeah, Ankit. So I have a question like how many instances we can create on a single EC2 machine?
Your question is incorrect, Balaji. You're asking it how many EC2 machine we can create
No, instances in single EC2 machine.
in single EC2 machine or in single AWS account.
EC2 machine or means
EC2
like
is a one service.
okay,
Instance and EC2 both are same thing.
okay, EC2 and instances are both same things.
Yes. So how many EC2 machines we can create in AWS account? That your question needs to be there.
Okay,
That depend on your VPC size. This is the only answer I can give it because it purely depend on VPC size. What is VPC? You will learn in upcoming session.
okay.
Okay.
And this public DNS and all these things we can change it on our like whatever we want, we can change that host name and all those things, right?
You want to give your own public IP? It's not possible. You can give your own public IP. The public IP which we are getting from Amazon pool.
Okay.
We can't
So
change
the
the public IP. Yes, right. You can change the public IP if you have a dynamic public IP. You
okay.
can you can restart your machine. You can stop and start your machine. They will automatically change. But if you want to give your own, you can't give your own public IP. You have system is randomly giving you. You have to use the random IP address.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And regarding the first question, you will learn in more details once we reach to a service called VPC.
Okay.
Yes, Sheikh.
Ankit, I'm getting your voice, video structure and voice also. Like, is there, mm,
Look less issue from your internet connection because no other student is facing that issue.
ma'am, I'm connected to Wi-Fi, it's fast, but when you're drawing and showing something, it is showing some.
It means there's problem not from my side, problem from your side. It doesn't mean that you have connected to Wi-Fi, you got a good internet speed. Might be your Wi-Fi is having some issue also. So if that's a problem from your side, you have to please check your internet connection. If you have any question, you can please let me know. I can answer that question.
Somewhat I have not understand the question.
So what is your doubt?
Can you please recap little bit the process after EC2 generate EC2 mission?
Where is EC2 EC2 generate? We don't have anything. Some EC2 generate.
After in EC2 we have instant created instant.
Yeah, after
So
create of instance, we have learned about how to connect to this machine. To connect to that particular machine, you need to select your machine, click on connect, and then you need to go to RDP client. You have to note down the public DNS. You have to note down your username, and you have to generate your password. Okay.
Okay.
So you generate your password, you can connect to this machine. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, Murli, you can unmute. Oops, sorry. Yes, Murli, you can unmute.
Hello, good evening, sir. Sir, we are creating today one EC2 instance. At that time, it will give some option how many numbers of EC2 instance you want to create.
Yes.
So max size limit anything there?
Yes, there is a maximum limit. Like just few minutes before, also one student has asked the question. Yes, I already gave answer his question. There is a maximum limit we have that depend on the VPC size. In AWS, there is a service called VPC. Because of that particular VPC size, we have a maximum limitation. What is VPC? How we get that limitation? How we can set that limitation? That we will learn once we come to a service called VPC. It's not possible to teach that particular topic right now. Okay, that's a very important topic. Without VPC, it's impossible to create our EC2 machines. Right now, we are using VPC, but right now we are using a default VPC. The VPC which we are getting in by default from their side. So in our upcoming session, we learn about how we can create our own VPC. And that time we are going to discuss about what will be the maximum size. How many machines I can create in this VPC. Okay. So those things you will learn in upcoming session, not possible to teach you right now. Anyone have any more question? Please raise your hand. Okay. So no one is raising hand. So look like no one has any question. Yes, Prabja. Yes, Prabjan, you can unmute and ask your question.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Prabjan, I have
So,
a request. Don't post your questions in chat box.
right.
Any question,
that-
raise your hand.
Correct. At that moment, I was not able to raise my hand with in Zoom here. I have again disconnected and reconnected. Then I was able to rejoin, and then I was able to raise my hand.
Okay, now please ask your question.
Right. So if I want to create multiple instances in a bulk, like 50 to 100 at the time, I can't go one by one, right? So how do I do that?
Are you able to see my screen?
Right. I can see your screen
Here we have the option.
with different configurations, not with the same
With-
configurations.
With different configuration, go one by one. That's not possible. In one single configuration with different configuration, there is no option we have.
So
With
there's no way
same
of,
configuration only we have option that we can create number of EC2 machines.
okay. Is there any way of writing a script and creating all the machines?
Yes, and by using Terraform, it can be possible. By using In AWS, we have a service called CloudFormation. You write a YAML script, you can write a JSON code. With that, it can be possible. Or by using CLI PowerShell, with that it can be possible, but you have to run your code multiple times. Or whatever the code, you can write it there, but not by using console, it's not possible.
Okay.
But your code will be
You-
duplicacy. Duplicacy of code will be definitely will be there in these cases.
Okay. So you're going to cover those topics in these.
Terraform, we are not covering
Tutorial.
it because it's not a Terraform, this is AWS one. In this one, we are learning about how to use CLI, how to use PowerShell, how to use CloudFormation, those things we are going to do. And in that one, with the thing you're talking about, that's not a part of the course code. That example is not the one. That you have to write your code manually. I'm going to just teach you how to use those three services. That's your separate configuration. You can do that when you're doing practice.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to
Actually,
teach you how to use CLI, how to use PowerShell, yes, how to use CloudFormation, those things I'm teaching.
Okay. Cloud Shell, PowerShell, and what is the other one you said?
CloudFormation, not Cloud Shell.
Cloud
CloudFormation.
CloudFormation. Okay, fine.
CloudFormation, CLI, PowerShell, those things. And there is one more thing we have called Terraform, but Terraform we are not learning in this training.
So all these are backed up by some other programming language, or it's a Microsoft, any,
It's AWS.
it's AWS. Okay.
AWS CLI commands we have to run. We have to run AWS PowerShell commands. And CloudFormation is an AWS service.
Okay. Okay, Ankit,
We
fine.
have a commands from their side. We have to run those commands.
So, okay. The same activity what you have done today, we can do with the command prompt also, right? With
Correct. With
CloudForm.
command prompt also we can do by using PowerShell. So we can do.
Okay. And one more thing, after creating my account, by any chance, if I overuse any of the services, then how the amount will get directed? It will get directed directly from
You
my
are from which
account, or
country?
I'm staying in Middle East.
No, I'm not aware of Middle East. As whatever their banking rules they have, Amazon is following. If they have a banking rule that they can automatically, they'll deduct. If not, you have to manually make the payment. Like as per India banking rule, they can't deduct automatically. You have to manually make the payment. So you have to
Right.
check your banking rules. I don't know about the Middle East banking rules.
So before they deducting the account or charging me, will they going to send any notification to me,
Definitely,
or
they'll inform you that this much of bill you have generated.
not after generating, before I use any service for paid?
If you reach to 80%, whenever you reach to 80% of your free limit, that automatically you will receive an email from. And in our upcoming session, I'm going to show you how to check your limit also. On daily basis, you can check by yourself also.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Thanks again.
Yes, Murli. Murli,
Hello,
can I?
sir.
Yes, you can ask.
Sir, suppose I want to create 50 instances with same configuration. At that time, I will not go one by one. Then there in right side, one options is there number of instances, right?
That's
So
what
there,
that's what the student was asking the question. I have shown the same
yes,
option to
sir.
him.
Sir, there I can give 50
Yes,
directly.
correct.
Sir, that's why I'm asking, there any limitation is there, means maximum size that.
Yes, there is a limitation because of your VPC size. Again, my answer is again same.
Okay, has
Because
understand,
of
sir.
the VPC size, the maximum limitation is there. And under that VPC, we have one more thing called subnet. Based on that VPC and subnet size, yes, there's a maximum limitation we have here also.
Okay, clear, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay. Now we are able to create our machine. Now what we need to do after our practice? I don't need this machine anymore. So what we can do it is we can delete that particular machine. Or there is one more option we have called stop. Stop like means like a shutting down. I can stop this machine And in future, whenever I need, I can start this machine. And whenever you stop this machine, they are not going to count those 750 hours per month, which you are getting from their side. They will not count those 750 hours. But if you don't need this machine, better to terminate this machine. So click on terminate, click on terminate. And if you terminate, if you don't have a backup, you can't recover this machine. If you have a backup, then only you can recover this machine. So this is how we can create our Windows machine. We can connect to our machine and we can delete this particular machine for few minutes, not for few minutes, even for near about hour. This particular machine will show you here. If I talk about after 1 hour, that particular machine will also going to completely removed from our AWS account. And here we have some useful link for you guys. So we'll upload this PDF. So once we upload this PDF, you can please make sure check these two links. So this is what we have for the today's session. In tomorrow's session, we are going to learn about how we can create Linux machine, and then we are going to learn about some more. Any question anyone have, please quickly raise your hand or we are going to end the session here. Yes, Sheikh.
Oh, where you upload this PDF?
In our website.
Not in WhatsApp group.
No, in our website we are uploading. So these documents can only see by the paid candidates. And day 1, day 2, day 3 recording we are going to share with all. From day 5, 4 only paid candidates, and after day 5 only paid candidates can join the training. And if you pay, then you will get the access of these notes also, and even our upcoming session link also you will get the access. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Yes, Mukteshwar, you can update.
Hi, Aniket. Can we connect the machine through putty?
Windows machine talking about, or
Hey,
Linux
Windows
talking
machine?
about? No.
I'm talking about Windows.
No, not possible.
Okay. So we need a remote connection for that.
Remote desktop connection. Yes, RDP.
Okay.
Remote desktop connection is required.
Okay.
Any more question?
Yeah. No.
Anyone have any more question? Please raise your hand. I'm not able to see anyone has raised their hand right now. Yes, Sham. Sham, you have raised your hand. Now you have lowered down your hand. It means you don't have any question. Again, you have raised your hand. You have any question, Sham?
Hello, Ankit.
Yes, Sham.
Mayur this side.
Sorry?
Mayur this side.
Yes, Mayur, you can ask your question.
Yeah. So Ankit,
Before asking question, may I know why you are lowering down your here, raising your hand and lower down your hand?
I have raising my hand.
But after that, you are lowering down your hand also. So if lowering down hand means that you don't have a question. Now you have raised your hand. Now it means you have a question. So
Okay.
if
Okay.
you don't have a question, don't raise your hand. If you have a question, make sure raise your hand till that time you didn't get a chance to speak it. Okay? Don't
Okay.
lower down your
Okay.
hand. Till that time you didn't get a chance. Because if you
Okay.
lower down your hand for me, you don't have any question anymore. Okay?
Sure.
Because hundreds of students are there. I don't know who has a question. So if you raise your hand, then I go get the information. Yes, you have a question.
Okay.
Okay? Now you can ask your
Yeah.
question.
So actually, I did not receive any day one recording. You have shared with my email address, but I didn't receive.
I didn't share any of the email on any of the email address. We are sharing in our WhatsApp community. Are you in the WhatsApp community of 310 batch?
Yes, I
So
am
we
in.
have already shared. In there we have already shared.
Okay, I will check 310. Okay.
Yes, you can please check. I'm again sharing the WhatsApp community link in the chat box. Okay, you can join. Okay, look like no one has any more questions. So with this, I'm going to end the session here. In tomorrow's session, we are going to learn about Linux machine, and then we'll move forward with some of our other topics. Thank you all. Thank you for joining today's session. See you tomorrow. Have a nice day. Thank you.